everybody, welcome back to Cats and Crochet. My name is Anya, and if you're new here, thank you so much for coming. And if you're not, thank you so much for coming back. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to make a slip knot, which I have an example right here, which is pretty much going to be the base of many crochet projects ahead. And then I also have a chain that I made, and you can make a bracelet with this, I guess, if you want, like this. You can make little friendship bracelets, or you can make hair ties or rings or whatever, but also this is going to be the foundation of also many crochet projects. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Okay, everybody. So first, I'm going to teach you about the different ends of the yarn. So this is going to be called your working end of the yarn, and this is going to be called your tail end. So your tail end is connected from your working end. So normally you'll have either a yarn stand, such as this, these two pieces, oopsie. So it'll connect from here, and you can just work from that. Or sometimes you'll have the string coming out of the middle right here, which I prefer to work with, but in this case, it's coming from around it. So I'm going to be teaching you with the yarn how to make a slip knot. So you don't need your crochet hook right now, but in just a minute you will need one. So there are two different ways for this video, how you're going to make one. So first way is you're going to take your yarn and then just fold it in half a little bit, so it should look like this. Your tail end should be on the top, and then it should be looping down, and your working end, which connects to this, should be just on the bottom like that. Okay, next, you're going to take it, and it's very simple. You're just gonna kind of fold it over to make this little X shape in the middle, right there. And so you're gonna have a loop on the top, the working end, and then the tail end. So it's gonna be like that. And then you're gonna take this part, and using the working end, you're going to put it underneath the loop. So I'm taking the loop and I'm kind of lifting it up like that. I'm taking the working end and I'm putting it underneath like that. I'm going to pull the working end up. Pull your tail end like that. Pull tight. And then that's how you're going to make your slip knot. So then you're going to take your working end and then just kind of pull a little bit, so that you have your little loop, which then you would take your crochet hook, put the loop on, tighten it a little bit so that you have a little bit of space under, but not too much, or not too little, so that your crochet hook can comfortably move across. Okay, so that is the first way. The second way, and how you undo that, you just pull it. And then the second way, which is my personal way that I like to do it, you're going to put the tail end across your 4 fingers, kind of diagonally, and then you're going to take your 3 fingers, just kind of briefly hold it, and then you're going to take your working end, and like this, you're going to kind of point, so I'm doing it this way. You're going to go across, and then you're going to loop behind like that, and then using your working end, you're going to come up and across to make a little X right here. But don't let go yet, because you're still working with your working end. So then this is how it's going to look on the back, and then the front is going to look like that with one loop. Now you're going to take this and you're going to pull it back. So basically, you're making 2 loops back here with an X right here. Okay, now, excuse my tone of voice. I'm getting over a cold right now. So I'm just gonna kind of hold it like that. And later on, I'm gonna teach you how to make a magic ring, but probably next week, hopefully next video, or a couple videos from now. So this is just a slip knot. You're gonna have 2 loops right here. So the first loop, which is right here, you're gonna take it and put it over the back loop, which will then become the front loop. Okay? And then, taking your front loop, you're going to hold it and take all of it off of your finger. So then you'll have this little thing right here, and then you're just going to pull. And then, again, you can take your crochet hook, tighten it up, making it not too loose, but not too tight, enough so it can move across. And there you go. That is how you make a basic slip knot. Okay, now that I taught you how to make a slip knot, feel free to go back if you still don't have the hang of it. I know that whenever I started learning, I did not. I had to go back over and over and over again just to try to learn how to make a slip knot. Okay, so now you're going to, well, I'm going to teach you how to hold your crochet hook. So instead of just like this and like trying to crochet, that doesn't really work. I mean, it might for some people, but it's not really the proper way how to hold your hook. So there are many different ways on how to hold your hook. Personally, I kind of hold it like a pencil, like this. So this is how I hold my hook. Some people actually hold it like they're writing with a pencil. Or a lot of people that I know hold it like a knife. So I just kind of hold it like this, I guess. And that is how you will chain or make anything really. So really, whatever is best for you, whatever is most comfortable for you, that is what you should do. So yeah, this is how I hold my crochet hook. I would just suggest kind of playing around with it until you find what's best for you. Next, I'm going to teach you how to hold your working yarn. Alright, so let's work on how to hold your working end. I guess there's a lot of different ways to hold it, like with holding your crochet hook, or making slip knots, whatever. But personally, I love to hold my yarn by taking the working end, putting it over my pinky, and then behind my 3 fingers, like this. And then I'm going to hold using my thumb and then my middle finger. I'm going to kind of hold the base of where I'm working at right underneath my crochet hook. So I have, this is how I hold. One thing to note is that down here where my pinky is, where it's going through, don't keep it too tight because then it'll be really hard to get yarn out, so kind of keep it more loose like this. And of course, if your hands are sweaty, if you're stressing out over it, please don't stress over this. There's many days and many times where you can practice how to hold your yarn. So that's how I hold my yarn. Again, over the pinky, behind 3 fingers, and then I hold it like this. Make sure to keep your pointer finger straight, or just more straight. Normally, whenever I've been crocheting for a long time, I kind of keep mine bent over like this. Anyway, so now that you know how to hold a crochet hook, make a slip knot, and hold your working end of the yarn, we are going to work on how to chain. So for this part, we are going to do a thing called yarning over. And I guess, oops, sorry, bumped the camera. Some people yarn under, which is also totally fine, but I normally yarn over. Right now it doesn't make much of a difference, but later on, whenever we're making single crochet, it will make a difference, and I'll explain then what difference it makes. So now for yarning over, it is literally what it sounds like. You're just putting the yarn over the hook like this, and it's all on the wrist. So now you have your yarn, you have your yarn right here, and then your loop on your hook right here. Using the little hooky part, I guess, on the end of your crochet hook, you're going to pull your yarn through your loop like that. And then again, yarn over and pull through. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, yarn over, and pull through. So that's what chaining looks like. It's not really hard, but in the beginning, of course, it's totally new. It's like learning how to ride a bike. But another thing I'm going to note is that instead of keeping your hook like this side pointed up like that, let me show you what's going to happen. So you're going to yarn over like normal, and then pulling through, you can't really pull through because your hook also catches the loop like that. So what you do, and if your hook is pointing to the sky, point it to the ground like that. So that's how you're going to yarn over and then pull through, so that it catches this little loop right there, so you can pull through comfortably. And then if you are chaining for a little while and you have this distance, to keep your loop on the hook nice and tight, see, like right now it's really big. If I kept chaining, then it would be even bigger, and my chains would get sloppy. Instead of like this, they would be like this. So if you're holding it like right here, don't feel bad if you have to move your fingers up here. I do it mostly every 5 chains. So that's how you're gonna chain. It's very easy. So now that you have your chain, and it's not gonna look perfect later on many other episodes, I will teach you what a foundation chain is, and so that's for a different video though, and it's not gonna look perfect. You're gonna be doing other things around it, and so mostly you're just gonna find these bottom loops. So now I'm gonna teach you what the difference between the front and the back is. So the front is gonna look like this. There's going to be these little V's, and that's also how you're going to count your chains. So right here, you probably are not going to know how many chains this is, and if you do, great job. That's really great. So how you're going to count them is, I'm going to go use my hooks so that you can kind of see. So you're going to count using these little V's right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So I have 23 chains right now. So that's how you're going to count with the front. On the back, and it might be slightly easier to count from the back. I don't really know. I don't really count from the back. You're going to have these little bumps, these little ridges. So on the front, you have these little V's. On the back, you're going to have these little bumps right here. I don't know if you can see them, but it's going to be like bump, 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 bump. That's coming up. It looks like a chain. That's why it's called a chain. So you can count using those two. So that's the difference between the front and the back. So typically you're going to be holding it with the front facing toward you and the back facing toward the ground. So like this instead of like this. Okay? Which I guess it doesn't really matter. You kind of get the same result. Oops. So yeah, that's how you chain. That's how you make a slip knot. That's how you hold your hook. And so I hope that helped many beginners. or people who have literally never touched yarn, hook, anything before. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. And if you liked this video and found it helpful, please like. And if you check out some of my other videos that I've been posting, then maybe even think about subscribing. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.